Welcome to Pod Studio, level up your fluency from trending topics. Today we are going to talk about 9 mundane tasks ChatGPT handles in seconds.
Welcome to the deep dive, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the knowledge that matters.
That's right.
Today, we're embarking on a pretty fascinating journey, I think, into the practical side of ChatGPT. You know, for those of us who've maybe moved past the initial AI hype and are actually looking for real everyday uses.
Yeah, how does it actually help?
Exactly. We're showing you practical, maybe even surprising ways this tool can become like your personal assistant. We're zeroing in on 9 specific mundane tasks, you know, the ones that just eat up hours that ChatGPT can often handle in, well, seconds.
That's pretty impressive when you see it in action.
Totally. And our insights today, they're mostly drawn from a great PCWorld article by Dave Perrick called 9 Mundane Tasks ChatGPT Handles in Seconds, Saving You Hours. So our mission here is pretty clear.
Yeah.
Unpack Perrick's own experiences, show how ChatGPT can make you way more efficient, better informed.
Giving you back some time, essentially.
Yeah, giving you a real edge at work or home. This isn't theory. It's about actions you can take.
And what's really striking right now, I think, is just the speed of AI development, how fast it's growing and how accessible it's becoming.
It feels like it's everywhere now.
It really does. And it marks this big shift. You know, we're moving from just talking about AI's potential to actually using it in our daily routines. We're seeing this push towards leveraging AI, not really to replace us, but to augment what we do, especially for those repetitive tasks.
The boring stuff.
Exactly, the boring stuff. It's about optimizing our workflow, freeing up our brain space, right? So we can focus on the things that really need that human touch.
Okay, let's dive straight into the first one. Writing emails.
Ah, yes. The classic.
We've all been there, right? Staring at that blinking cursor, trying to get the wording just perfect.
Especially for professional stuff.
Yeah, professional emails where the tone, the wording, it really matters. It can impact things, maybe even your career path.
Absolutely.
And Perrick highlights how ChatGPT can kind of shoulder a lot of that burden. You give it the structure, the content, the tone you want.
And it drafts something for you.
Yeah, like having a writing assistant on call 247.
Right. And the real strategic advantage here, I think, isn't just that it writes it, but that it gives you such a massive head start.
Okay.
It generates a draft that's maybe, I don't know, 70, 80% there, which lets you focus on the nuances, the specific phrasing, making sure your voice comes through.
So you're not just accepting its first draft.
No, definitely not. Perrick makes a crucial point about that. Never just copy-paste the first try. You've got to read it, see where it can be better, and then prompt ChatGPT for tweaks. Make it friendlier, make it more formal. You know?
So it forces you to think critically about your own message.
Exactly. And he even saw how this back and forth actually coached a colleague to write better emails themselves, just by seeing the AI suggestions and refining them.
Huh, interesting. So it's almost like a learning tool, too.
Yeah, it kind of mirrors your own style back at you.
Yeah.
Highlights where maybe you weren't clear in your initial thought.
That's fascinating. So for you listening, this really means cutting down that daily mental load from a task we do, like constantly. Think about the time saved over a week, a month.
It adds up fast.
Right. Okay, on to number 2. Something many of us actively dislike, generating itineraries and schedules.
Oh, yeah. Trip planning.
If you're like me, the idea of spending hours planning a trip, it's just, even if you really want to make the most of it.
Totally get that.
The article shares how you can just feed ChatGPT your location, maybe a few interests or activities.
Boom.
And it does like 80% of the work. It's like having a super patient travel agent.
And this is where that hyper-customization really comes into play. You can get so specific.
How specific?
Like to the nth degree, as Perrick puts it.
Right.
Tell it you want quirky cafes, not tourist traps.
Yeah.
Or you need kid-friendly spots. Or maybe only free stuff. And what's really cool is how it can sometimes dig up these cool ideas you wouldn't have thought of or that Google might not surface easily. Perrick used it for a Paris trip, right?
Yeah.
And it suggested this little local jazz club he'd never have found otherwise. Apparently, it totally changed his evening plan.
Wow. Okay. So it's not just scheduling, it's discovery too.
Exactly. It fosters discovery while potentially saving you days of research.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nuts when you think about the amount of info it sorts through.
That's a game changer. So for you, this means those tricks that feel spontaneous but are actually well planned, they become way more accessible, even if you hate the planning part.
Lowers the barrier to just getting out there and exploring.
Definitely. All right. Number 3, breaking down difficult concepts.
This is a good one.
We've all been there, right? Someone, maybe a boss, is talking about synergy or networking.
But not explaining the what, just the why.
Exactly, just pushing the why. ChatGPT can be a lifesaver. You can tailor the explanation level, high level, deep dive, whatever you need.
Yeah, ask it to simplify things.
The article even mentions it can include visual elements in its explanations, like tables or diagrams, though obviously text-based in the chat.
And this goes way beyond just simple definitions, right? You can ask it to explain really complex stuff like augmented reality, multi-threaded processing, blockchain.
Even large language models themselves.
Right. And the reason it can do this is fascinating. It's trained on this massive amount of diverse text, so it gets the core concepts, the common analogies, different ways to explain things.
So it's like a translator for complex ideas.
Pretty much. An intelligent translator. You can literally ask it, explain this like I'm 5, or explain it to a college grad, or, use a baking analogy.
Okay.
And you get this clear and simple breakdown, often with tailored analogies, which is just key for understanding quickly without getting totally overwhelmed by jargon.
That ability to get knowledge tailored right to you instantly, that's huge. What were some of the surprising ways Perrick found people using this for learning? Was it actually teaching new skills?
Well, he found it was really powerful for contextualizing things. Like, say you're suddenly on a project using blockchain.
Right, and you know nothing.
Exactly. You can get that foundational understanding fast without digging through dense papers. It doesn't replace, a full course.
Sure.
But it dramatically speeds up that initial grasp. He mentioned using it to understand a new programming concept, getting simple explanations and code examples that just clicked.
Like having a tutor on call.
Yeah, a tutor who can just keep rephrasing it until you get it.
That immediate, tailored knowledge gain is a massive advantage for learning anything. Okay, task number 4 gets into something really universal: analyzing and making tough decisions.
The tricky ones.
We all face those big choices: work, personal life. And I gotta admit, it feels a bit strange, maybe counterintuitive, to think about bringing AI into that.
It does feel a bit odd at first, yeah. But there's a logic to it. AI can help you set aside those immediate, strong emotions that sometimes cloud our judgment.
Focus on the facts.
Pretty much. Focus on facts, objective criteria, logical paths. But, and this is crucial, the AI doesn't make the decision for you.
Right. It's not deciding.
No. You feed it the situation, the options, your priorities, and it helps you weigh the pros and cons, clarify what's most important to you, maybe suggest directions based purely on the data you gave it. And here's the really profound insight Perrick mentions. If you look at the AI's logical suggestion and you really don't like it, that feeling itself might actually clarify what you truly want. It's like a tool for self-reflection, a logical sparring partner to uncover your real gut feeling.
That's fascinating. So it helps you find your own truth by showing you an alternative you react against. Okay, but playing devil's advocate, doesn't relying on AI for these personal choices risk losing the human stuff, like intuition, empathy, things that matter for, say, social outcomes?
That's a really important point. And the key is seeing AI as a tool for analysis, not a replacement for your judgment. You wouldn't ask it to decide about a relationship, right, or some deep ethical thing without your own input. Its strength is spotting patterns, consequences, logic. Where we come in is interpreting that logical output through our experience, our social understanding, our emotional intelligence. It gives you a clearer map.
But you still drive the car.
Exactly. You still navigate. It won't tell you to break up with someone, but it might help you list the pros and cons of a job offer super objectively. And that helps clarify your priorities so you can make a decision that feels right, not just one that looks logical on paper.
Okay, I see. So for you, the listener, it's a tool to boost your own clarity, navigate those tough decisions with a clearer head, and hopefully make choices that feel more authentic.
Precisely.
All right, task 5. This one plagues a lot of workplaces: planning complex projects and strategies.
Project planning. Fun times.
Right. It's common everywhere, even for a freelance writer like Perrick.
Yeah.
And looking at a huge project and not knowing where to start, that's overwhelming.
Totally. Blank page syndrome for projects.
Yeah. And this is where ChatGPT can be so valuable, breaking those massive things down into smaller, more manageable parts.
Absolutely. But to make it work well, you need to give it good input. Be specific.
Like what?
Tell it the project type, the end goal, any constraints, budget, time, resources, and where you are right now.
Gotcha.
Give it that info, and it can spit out really detailed step-by-step plans, break it into logical phases, even suggest dependencies or potential problems. But the real magic is the iteration. If the first plan isn't perfect, you don't scrap it, you just tweak your prompts.
Like make phase 2 weekly tasks.
Exactly. Or add a backup plan for delays in phase 3. It handles the grunt work of structuring and detailing, which can cut planning time from hours to mere minutes. You get to focus on the strategy.
That's a huge productivity boost, reduces that overwhelm big time, gives you a blueprint to work from. But how well does it handle things like human factors, team availability, or like random external risks?
Right. Well, that's where you and the iterative prompting come back in. It can't know Sarah's on vacation next week or predict a shipping crisis.
Okay.
But you can prompt it to consider those factors. Assume only 2 people work on this phase. What's the timeline? Or list potential risks for each phase and suggest mitigations. It's great at brainstorming based on standard project management ideas.
So you guide it to think through scenarios.
Yeah, and it gives you structured answers you then check against the real world.
Makes sense. Huge efficiency gain for complex planning. Okay, task number 6. Compiling research notes.
Yeah, doing info.
We've all had to do this. Work reports, school papers, maybe just personal curiosity. The article uses a great example. Researching the Croatian War of Independence before a trip.
Yeah, getting background.
ChatGPT can quickly give you a brief summary, bullet points of key events, even a detailed timeline.
And this is where you can really go deep. After the summary, you can push further. Ask for battle maps or summaries or profiles of the main players. But here's where it gets really powerful. ChatGPT has this deep research feature.
Deep research? What's that?
It's not just a quick search. It does multi-step research, explores different angles on its own, pulls info from various places, synthesizes it, and then generates these comprehensive reports. And crucially, with citations.
With citations? Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. And it's available even for free users, like 5 tasks a month or something. Perrick was amazed by the time saved. The AI might take 30 minutes.
Which sounds like a lot for AI.
It is, but it could save you hours or even days of digging manually. It's like having a research assistant going through the archives for you.
That seems incredible for getting up to speed on something new. But, okay, for really critical research, like legal stuff or science, how reliable are these AI reports and citations? Is there a risk of it, hallucinating stuff, making things up?
That's a super important question. And yes, while deep research aims for accuracy and gives citations, human oversight is still absolutely essential for critical work. AI can sometimes synthesize things inaccurately or maybe pull from shaky sources if you don't guide it carefully. So for high-stakes stuff, you use ChatGPT to speed up the initial gathering and structuring. But then you meticulously check the sources, verify the claims. Think of it as getting a really, really good first draft of your research.
That you still need to fact check.
Exactly. It cuts down the volume of work massively, but doesn't replace your critical thinking.
Got it. So for you, it's a huge efficiency boost for learning or prep, but always with that caveat, for crucial stuff, your expert eye is the final check.
You got it.
Number 7, summarizing articles, meetings, and, well, pretty much anything long.
Information overload relief.
Seriously. There's just too much stuff, too little time. Long articles, reports, meeting minutes. The article talks about running long reads through ChatGPT for a quick summary.
Yep. Get the gist fast.
Perrick used it to compare social platforms, Bluesky, Threads, X, and noted how it can pull from other articles for a broader view, but also how you can tell it, nope, just summarize this link.
Exactly. And that summarizing power works for all sorts of long-form, text-heavy content. Think transcripts for interviews, lectures, videos, even those endless Zoom meetings.
Oh, summarizing meeting transcripts. That's tempting.
Right. Imagine uploading a 60-minute transcript, getting key decisions, action items, who does what, instantly. However, big caveat here, responsible AI use. The article strongly warns, never feed ChatGPT private stuff.
Like what kind of stuff?
Like company-specific data protected by NDAs. Sensitive personal info, secret business plans.
Why not?
Because even with security measures, the data you put in can potentially be used to train future models. It might not stay private. It's a huge privacy and security consideration, especially at work.
That's a critical warning. Use the speed, guard the sensitive data.
Okay, but given it pulls from other articles sometimes, how do you stop it from making stuff up in summaries or adding bias from outside, especially if you just want a neutral summary of one thing? Good question. It comes down to being explicit in your prompt. If you only want the summary of the text you provide, you have to say, summarize this article using only information contained within this text.
Be very specific.
Very specific. Otherwise, it will draw on its massive knowledge base which, yeah, can introduce external info, biases, maybe even confidently wrong facts. For tricky topics, you might even ask it to point out conflicting views within the text itself.
So you need to be a good editor of its output.
Definitely. Especially for anything important.
Gotcha. But still, that potential time saving, staying informed without drowning, that's key for you, as long as you're careful.
Absolutely.
Okay, number 8, creating Q&A flashcards for learning.
Ah, flashcards. Old school, but effective.
Totally effective for drilling info in, right? Studying, onboarding, interview prep.
Yeah.
But actually making them. Identifying points, writing questions and answers, it's so tedious.
Painstakingly tedious, yeah.
ChatGPT can just generate them from the details of what you're studying.
This is where it really shines at turning raw info into a structured learning tool. Feed it text, notes, a transcript, and out pop flashcards.
Nice.
And the customization is great. You pick the format, Q&A, multiple choice, true, false. Tell it broad topics or specific details. You can even upload your own notes so it uses your material.
So it's perfectly tailored.
Exactly. Google's Notebook LM app does similar things, so it's clearly a recognized need. It just makes learning way more efficient and personalized, more productive study time.
That's a real boost for anyone learning anything.
Yeah.
Did Perrick mention ways to get it to generate better questions, like beyond just recall, maybe critical thinking stuff?
Yeah, he emphasizes the prompt quality is key if you tell it. Create critical thinking questions about the implications of X, or generate multiple choice questions needing application, not just recall. It'll try.
Okay.
It can even try to identify common mistakes or tricky areas in a topic if you ask, based on all the text it's learned from. So yeah, you can push it beyond simple memorization.
Makes your study sessions potentially much deeper.
Could do, yeah.
Cool. So for you, this helps your learning journey, making study faster, more tailored, maybe even better quality. And finally, our 9th time saver, providing interview practice.
Ooh, this is a powerful one.
Right. Whether you're just starting out or you're experienced, practicing for interviews is always smart.
Always.
But asking a friend or family member, it's not always, the most objective or helpful practice.
It'd be awkward, too.
Totally. ChatGPT offers this on-demand alternative.
And it's surprisingly good. But again, specifics matter in the prompt.
What do you need to tell it?
Job title, industry, position level, the type of interview, technical, behavioral, chat with the CEO, screening call, paste in the job description too.
Okay, feed it all the context.
Exactly. Then it will conduct a mock interview, asking relevant questions and giving invaluable feedback. Perrick was apparently shocked at how human-like it felt. It offers feedback that can really help you knock off your rough edges, improve your chances. It points out weak spots in answers, gaps in prep, even better ways to frame your experience.
That sounds amazing. But can it really handle those tricky behavioral questions? Like, tell me about a time you failed. Does it pick up on nuance? Or is it just checking boxes?
He found it surprisingly good at behavioral questions, actually. Because it's learned from tons of human conversation and stories, it recognizes patterns in good answers, like using the STAR method.
Situation, task, action, result. Yeah.
Right. It gives feedback on whether your story hits those marks. Now, obviously, it can't see your body language or hear your tone.
It's true.
But it gives sharp feedback on the content and structure of your answers, which is often the hardest part to fix yourself. It can even adjust its follow-up questions based on what you say, making it feel pretty dynamic.
Wow. So for you, a super accessible tool for boosting career prospects, building confidence, ready whenever you need it, helps you polish your answers.
Exactly. Present your best self.
So there we have it. An incredible range of, mundane tasks that ChatGPT can take off your plate. Planning trips, untangling jargon, practicing interviews, and everything we talked about today. It's really about one thing, saving you precious time and mental energy.
Freeing you up.
Letting you focus on higher value stuff or just, enjoy life more. It's not about replacement. It's about augmentation, making you more capable, more efficient.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the real power here isn't just that the tool exists. It's about developing this new kind of digital literacy. Meaning understanding how to prompt it well and how to refine what it gives back. That skill is key. It's about blending the AI's speed and logic with our human judgment, our creativity, our discernment. That combination, that's where the real magic happens. Augmenting, not just delegating.
Well said. And that brings us to a final thought for you to chew on.
Okay.
Considering how much time ChatGPT could potentially save us on all these everyday things, what new skill or maybe what passion project could you finally dedicate those saved hours to?
Something to think about.
It's definitely something to think about until our next deep dive.